morning, students. Welcome to our English literature class. I would remind you to read your poem again and again, as regular reading of the poem would help you to memorize the text which you can quote in your poem. We have already discussed theme imagination versus the real world of the poem Birches, which is composed by Robert Frost. Today, in this session, you will be able to identify themes nature. So open your workbook on Reverie. Let's discuss the next theme, nature. Nature is an important subject in Frost's poetry. He seems to have a close affinity, underline affinity, meaning liking, with nature, and his poems are meditative, underline meditative, meaning is deeply thoughtful. These qualities he shares with another nature poet, William Wordsworth. Often, ordinary natural objects suggest something greater in his poem. So, nature is also one of the most important theme of poem Birches. And it seems, like from these poems, we only come to know that Frost has a close liking with nature because his poems are deeply thoughtful. And one more nature poet, William Wordsworth, you must have read about him. So you must have read his poem Daffodils. So William Wordsworth. So this type of quality, to have a liking for nature, this quality Frost shares with William Wordsworth. The first part of the poem Birches, lines 1 to 41, consists of a description of nature. Frost has given many different appearances of birches in summer and in winter. So the first part of this poem, especially lines 1 to 41, it consists of the description of nature, the vivid description of nature, and Frost has given us many different appearances of this in summer and in winter. He imagines a rural boy climbing the birch tree. This boy lives too far from town to enjoy baseball, and his only entertainment is nature. Here, Frost has drawn on his own childhood memories as a swinger of birches. He says that he longs for those carefree childhood days of swinging on the birches. Now, Frost, the poet, or you can say speaker, imagines a rural boy climbing the birch tree. So here Frost also shares his childhood memories with the readers when he himself was a swinger of birches, and he wants those carefree childhood days of swinging on the birches back. In the second part, lines 42 to 49, Frost has used the birch trees to compare the childhood days led in the closeness to nature and the hardships of an adult life spent apart from nature and its rejuvenating energy. So in the second part of this poem, in lines 42 to 49, Frost has used these birch trees to compare the childhood days. The childhood days, those days only led him to closeness to nature. With what? He has compared his childhood days to the hardships of an adult life spent apart from nature and its rejuvenating energy, because the hardships of an adult life only separated him from nature and its refreshing energy. Finally, he wants to get away from the hardships of adult life, not in the sense of dying, but in the sense of climbing a birch tree, tipping its branches towards heaven, and then returning to earth. Finally, what does the poet want? He wants to get away, to escape from the hardships of the adult life. He does not want to die, not in the sense of die. He does not want to die, but in the sense of climbing a birch tree. So here Frost wants to suggest that he wants to return to the innocence and beauty of nature, to let nature refresh him, and then to return to the everyday grind of life on earth. So here also Frost wants to suggest something. Now what he suggests? He wants to suggest that he longs for, he wishes the childhood days to escape the pressures of life. In this way only he will be able to go to the innocence and beauty of nature, get refreshed, and then return to resume his earthly duties. So students, I hope you have understood the themes. Nature. Your homework for today is read and revise question number 2 on page number 34 in your workbook Reverie.